one of the absolute best non-self-defense tools that you can carry with you just everywhere you go, which is the Martial Arts Joe. It's the medium-sized staff, but also known as a hiking stick or a walking stick. Just a simple staff stick that you can carry, and it just looks like a non-threatening, and it is. I mean, you're not out there threatening people, right? So it's a non-threatening self-defense tool. You use it to get around and help you walk, be more efficient when you walk or hike or whatever. So you can often have this with you, whether you're hiking in the woods, whether you're off preparing yourself for whatever happens next, SHTF, or like Morgan from The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is probably one of the best metaphors for an SHTF situation that you can think of, because the people turn into just crazy, violent people, zombies coming around trying to hurt you, and Morgan has to use his walking stick for self-defense. I'm going to show you how to use this perfect prepper self-defense tool for when SHTF happens, so that you can fight like Morgan from The Walking Dead when you need to. Good morning, Justin. It's good to see you. Now, this is a 54-inch staff. It can be any size length that works for you as a hiking stick or a walking stick. Good morning, Richard. It's good to see you. You're going to have it in either the back hand or the front hand, depending on how you're walking. And if you think about when you walk, your front hand will become the back hand and vice versa. That's how that's going to work. Rain, it's good to see you. So from the back hand first, we're going to talk about, in this natural position, how you would hold it, how to immediately stop the threat. We're going to call this bag, let me turn it. There we go. So it's all black. Get this bag into the position. If you don't have a bag to strike, you can strike in the air. All of these work practicing strike in the air. This is his face, right? We're going to call this threat. I'm going to make him a little taller. Call this the threat. This could be a zombie or the undead or whatever from The Walking Dead, or this could just be somebody who's trying to hurt you or take something from you and you have to defend yourself. Immediately, you can point the thumb at the threat and thrust, turning this into a straight punching motion. Just from here to here. Just think about punching straight into the jaw. The nice thing is, good morning, Sand Dude. It's good to see you. The nice thing is you're going to use this hard piece of hickory here. This is the self-defense walking stick that I have made to my specifications. You can see it has these little teeth, but they're also designed to help you keep your grip. They're on both sides on this one. You can have it made with or without that, but I like it because it gives me a little bit firm grip, a more firm grip, and I'm going to immediately respond to the threat. They close the distance really fast. When it comes to self-defense, we talk about situational awareness all the time, but sometimes you can't employ situational awareness. You're caught off guard. And if you like working with self-defense tools, please give me a thumbs up right from the start so we'll get this channel to grow. But I'm going to stick this right into the face or the throat or the solar plexus. I can go into the groin. I can then lift it into the other hand. And I want to talk about that. The second way you're going to use it for self-defense is by pulling this hand up to your ear. I want you to think of simple terms so you can practice over and over again. If it's in the back hand, simply a simple punch, right? Anytime you want to generate more stopping power, stop the fight, especially if you're like Morgan from The Walking Dead, you're trying to stop the undead, you've got to go through the head. You need as much power as you can. Self-defense is the same situation. As much power as you can to immediately stop the fight. If you can hit them here and either stop their forward advance or knock them out, knock them unconscious for self-defense, that's perfect, right? But you do that, you create more power by fully extending the arm and turning through the shoulders and hips. And when you can also add a stepping motion, and your feet don't actually have to step forward, you don't have to cross one foot in front of the other, you can simply move in. And I like the fact we have the mirror here so you can see what my feet are doing. So from here, simply stepping from here, coming in, you're generating a ton of force. Now, I don't know if it's an actual ton. I've never measured it. Happy New Year, Deepak. It's good to see you. But you're able to generate a lot of stopping force, stopping power. And again, if you like self-defense, you like working with the staff, if you like Morgan from The Walking Dead, please give me a thumbs up. From here, I'm thrusting. The second technique, I'm going to pull this hand up to my ear. Now, try to keep your elbow from flaring out like a chicken wing. Keep it in as tight as you can. This is also protecting your head from a strike. From here, I'm going to pull it up. This is when I have a little bit more distance, right? Maybe I start super close. He jumps out of nowhere. He's in my face. Immediately stick it into his face, throat, solar plexus, groin. Your general rule for self-defense is immediate direct explosive, the shortest distance possible between those 2 points, your stick and his face, is that direct line. So we're going straight in. But also you have to ask yourself, what targets can you remove or destroy for self-defense? Anything that you hit with this hard piece of oak, with this beveled edge, right? You're gonna smash through his nose, his ability to see you, his ability to breathe. Happy New Year, Brandon, it's good to see you. Breathe temporarily or permanently. His ability to breathe or stand upright, striking him here in that solar plexus. Hello, David, or Daniel, it's good to see you. Yeah, we're almost fully set up. I've got a little bit of stuff to put away still, and then do the windows for marketing and decoration. And again, I want to thank all you guys for your support, helping me get this far. We moved from the old location to the new location. Just being here, people are constantly coming by. Hey, what are you doing here? Yeah, I want to sign up. So this is going to be a great location. You guys have made this possible, especially those of you who are the members. But anybody, if you're watching this video, you're really a member of this global virtual dojo, this global training community for self-defense, for martial arts, for boxing. I love boxing, for fitness, but mostly for moving and living a full and engaged life, right? That's our whole purpose. So I'm gonna go for that center line with that first strike. That creates some distance. Then I immediately pull it into here. I've got this hand here. I'm covering the side of the body. It gets it in the other hand. Anytime you get two hands on your self-defense tool, your walking stick for self-defense, you're gonna have a lot more power to thrust in here. I can slide the hand now down the end, bring this forward, and almost like a chopping motion, chopping through right into there. If it's like Morgan from The Walking Dead, you've got to knock him out or crack the brain open or whatever. If it's self-defense, it's basically the same idea. As I said at the beginning, this whole idea of a prepper self-defense tool, the ultimate prepper self-defense tool, the walking stick, thank you, Rain, is that it's something you can carry with you wherever you go. It's a very useful tool to help you get around. You might have to cover long distances. Maybe you throw your bug out bag on the back or your get home bag. You have this in the car, the grid goes down. You got to make it to the house, make it to the school to pick up the kids. You're walking long distances, but you also have a self-defense tool for when stuff hits the fan situation, SHTF, right? And the perfect metaphor or illustration of the idea of when stuff hits the fan is that TV series, now it's multiple series, I guess, The Walking Dead, right? In The Walking Dead, the zombies, or what do they call them, the undead, in my mind, represent unprepared people. You're not unprepared. You're preparing right now to defend yourself. But the people who just are waiting around, I was talking about this morning to one of the lessons that we had about, all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. Maybe nothing ever happens. Let's hope nothing bad ever happens on a global scale or a local scale, but what if it does, right? And we look at, hey Magnus, good hope, good new hope 2022. 2022 is going to be an amazing, awesome, prosperous year for all of us. But imagine, I remember I was in the National Guard here in the United States, and I was deployed to help. We did nothing. That's the joke of when government gets involved, nothing happens. But we went to help Hurricane Rita and Katrina. It was this big hurricane that came like 2005, I think 2006, down in New Orleans, Louisiana, just decimated everything. And people waited on their house for helicopters to come, for boats to come and save them. And a lot of them perished, right? But then, hey T, it's good to see you. T, we moved up to Palm Beach Gardens. But a lot of, North Lake and Military, if you know where that is, stop in and see us. But people waited and waited and waited and waited. They waited, nobody ever came. Other people, they got off the roof, they got into the deep water, they swam to where it was a little bit more shallow, they walked to the road, they got on the bus, and they got to safety. You can wait for someone to come save you, or you can be your own first responder. In some situations, SHTF, as a prepper, thinking about Morgan from The Walking Dead, no one's coming to save you. Learn how to take care of yourself. You have your walking staff. We have this thrusting motion. Pull it in here, push it. This is also a thrust. But from here, one of my favorite techniques is when you slide the hand forward and you bring this forward here. Now from here, you're gonna slide this hand forward and bring this through here. See how I'm sliding and pushing at the same time? I'm turning through. Yeah, the old Rock Steady. TS is the old Rock Steady. This used to be the Rock Steady boxing gym for Parkinson's. And yes, same, exact same place. Hey, good morning, Dean. Patrick, good morning from Slovakia. It's good to see you. So you're turning through your center line and make sure you go all the way through. Now from here, I want you to do one final strike, come down, right down the middle, striking here. So from here, it's in the backhand. You're gonna thrust, pull, thrust, down. The front hand slides down, bring the backhand through, slide it through again, bring it down over the top. Finally, pull it into your chest, one palm up, one palm down, and thrust right through their nose, face, teeth, anything you can destroy for self-defense. Now this is a striking combination I want you to practice. My left foot's forward, my right leg's back, it's in the right hand. I'm gonna thrust with the right hand. From here, I thrust, bring it up, thrust, 1, 2, down on top, into the chest, and push. And then immediately change your grip. Here's a great way for you to practice changing your grip using a Joe martial arts staff, which is what this is. This is also the same length as a hiking pole or a hiking staff, a walking stick. So you can use your walking stick. I use this Joe. This is a hickory-made, purpose-made self-defense Joe. It's the first link below. Good morning, Hugh. It's good to see you. Thank you for watching. He says, thank you for the lessons. I'd say thank you for watching. Look in that first link below to find the perfect self-defense staff. So from here, I just practice walking my hands from side to side. The Joe, this one is 54 inches. I'm sorry, I don't have the meters or the metric on that. 54 inches, but if you measure it, it doesn't have to be 54 inches. It should come up to the center or right at the beginning of your armpit. So that when you have it in your walking position here, you have some coming up the top of your thing. Thank you, Richard. Good, Happy New Year to you and your family too. So from here, you can thrust. Now I've switched it to the other side because I want you to be ambidextrous and I want you to always practice on one side and practice on the other side. And again, if you like self-defense, you like working with weapons, you like Morgan from The Walking Dead, you are a prepper or you've thought about prepping, now would be a good time to take some action. You don't have to do a lot. Don't be a crazy prepper, be an abundant prepper. Think about the things that make your life a little easier now. If you like coffee, get extra coffee. Do you like to drink water? Better get a little extra water, or at least get a source to, I do these filter straws, and I just keep a bunch in the storage area so that, if I need them, you can clean the water. And again, don't be crazy. You don't have to be a crazy prepper. You just be an abundant prepper. Think about, I don't want to feel panicked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some action now and prepare so I don't have to panic. So from here, thrust, pull, thrust. Slide it down, bring it through, bring it back, through here, down on top, into the chest, and push. Now from here, another way you can change hands instead of just rolling like this is you can roll it over the back of the wrist. These wrist rolls, not something you're gonna do when you're defending yourself like Morgan from The Walking Dead against the walkers. But this is something that's going to give you better ambidextrous use of your staff, and it's also going to build power in your forearm and in your grip. So what it is it's really just a wrist roll over the back of your hand, and then you're stopping it with the other hand and you're pushing down while you're pushing up. So you're pushing them both, which is what accelerates it. And go slowly at first, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But then once you get a feel for it, speed it up so that you can start to build, and however high you hold it, you're gonna engage more and more of the shoulder. So if your shoulders are tender, or you're just getting strength back, or you've got some limitations, do this one lower. If you wanna get more shoulder involved, and you wanna build more shoulder strength, go higher and higher. I was trying to remember my Cyrillic or the Russian letters to translate that real quick, but popped out of my head. Practice German this morning. I practice some language every morning, Spanish, German, sometimes Russian. But welcome, it's good to see you. From here, in the front or the back hand, either one, doesn't matter. One more time, this combination before we switch, because I want to show you one other way to use this staff, like Morgan from The Walking Dead, how to stop a walker. Or if you're a prepper and you want the ultimate prepper self-defense tool, the self-defense walking stick or hiking staff, hiking pole, anything will do, anything that's about this length, a little bit longer than a short, like a walking stick like this This is also known as a walking stick or a hiking stick. This gives you a little bit more options, gives you a lot more reach. If he's got a bladed weapon, a knife or something, I'm gonna keep him off of me here. I can strike, I can stay back here. There's a lot of stuff that you can do using your walking stick for self-defense. So it's in either hand, and you're gonna practice both hands. The combination I want you to practice is this. Thrust, remember, turn the shoulders and hips, extend the arm, thrust, and this is striking into the nose, the eyes, the teeth, the throat, the solar plexus, the groin. You're striking, and then bring it into the other hand. So you now have two hands on it. Oh, hello, guten Morgen, Peter. It's nice to see you. You're gonna thrust here and down. I think, Peter, my German lesson this morning was all about like Französisch. It was about languages, Französisch, Polish, and it just popped into my head. I was thinking about it. From here into here, and then down, across, straight down over the top, and then in and thrusting through the face. One more time. In the other hand, thrust, pull, thrust, down, across, down over the top, into the chest, and push straight in through the face. And you're going to do that over and over and over again until you get your shoulders burned out, and then switch to a turning motion. And I like to describe this as one of my favorite techniques. It's so super simple when you break it down as a punch with a turn. And see how my pinky is now facing the sky? From here, your right leg is back. I think that's from a song, right? Pinkies to the sky with, who was that guy? And turn and bring this up and over. Bruno Mars. Up and over into the head. I had to get Bruno Mars out of my head. I couldn't think about Morgan from The Walking Dead and talk about how to use the perfect prep or self-defense tool, the walking stick for self-defense, until I thought of pinkies to the sky in that Bruno Mars song. From here, I'm punching straight in, but it's a turn. And when I turn the hand, I'm also turning the shoulders and hips to give me more speed and power. And this is more of a distance technique. If he's far back there, I can turn. Or if he catches you off guard, you can thrust, step back, and then turn. And the weight and the momentum and the long length of this hard hickory staff flying through the air and striking someone in the temple, in the cheek, in the neck, into maybe the upper arm or one of those joints that'll break easily is going to be very effective for self-defense. That's why I want you to learn how to do it. Now you can practice this turn. Just get your feet under your body, put one foot forward, turn it over, and turn it back. And when you turn it back, pinkies to the sky, I'm coming here, and my hand is going to do a figure eight motion, sideways figure eight, also known as the infinity sign. This is also known as an infinity spin or an endless spin in a lot of martial arts styles. You can call it whatever you want, but you're just turning over. Now, this is all hand and wrist. I want you to get your shoulders and your hips into it, right? Get this hand up. Practice over and over. Do it for 30 seconds on the right. And then to change hands with this kind of spin, you just replace one hand with the other one, and you're turning your shoulders, your hips, your other hand is up. Get your hips into it, going from side to side, turning. Walmart has one that looks like Morgan's. Yes, they do. And it's a nice staff tee for sure. You can get a lot of great staffs. This one's a little bit more pricey. It's that first link below. But this is going to be almost unbreakable. Where a lot of the staffs that you buy, even the hiking sticks, they kiln dry them so they don't rot in the store. When they kiln dry them and then they seal them. Oh, Merry Christmas, Wilson. It's good to see you, and Happy New Year. Yes, thank you. Same to you and your family. When you get this, they have taken it without any there's no sealant on it, and they soak it for a couple days in an oil and polymer mix so that the wood, which is dried at the kiln, when they cut it down in the forest and they shape it into whatever shape it comes as a blank, like a long piece of wood or whatever, they suck all the moisture out of it so it doesn't rot. But then, if you take one of those wooden, that's the same as like a cane, like this is the cane made by the same company. This cane is extremely strong and durable. I've had this for a couple years. Happy New Year, Edward. It's good to see you. Hard to break these canes. Really hard to break this. This is oak. This is hickory. This one's gonna be even more unbreakable, but it's not just the material, it's how it's prepared. And so it's really, really, Richard, yes, later, Richard asked later, can I give you the rank for the cane self-defense? Yes, I will. It's at pasquinelli.com. You can go there. I'm getting ready to update. That's one of my, I don't do resolutions, I do goals and process goals. I used to do like outcome goals where you say, all right, for 2022, I wanna make $1 million. I wanna lose 20 pounds. Those are all outcome goals. Instead, I've learned how to focus for the last 10 or 12 years on process goals. How many actions am I gonna take in the direction of the outcome that I want? That's the process. So one of the process goals is I wanna work out with you at least once a day on the internet, on the video. Thanks, Ed. And but one of those also is on the pasquinelli.com website. I want to once a week upload a new piece of information for you to use that allows you to make progress in whatever your goal is, whether it's with the cane, the self-defense staff, or any of the other weapons that we teach, or empty hand, we call it, one of my favorite things. I'm gonna do a lot more videos in 2022, how to defend yourself with nothing, close quarters combat, hand to hand, just in the world that we live in. And one of the things that I'm most passionate about right now is that there was a local case where this happened, and I've seen all these attacks happening in other cities where people are being slashed with bladed weapons, whether it's a knife, a machete, or like a hatchet, a lot of hatchets, is that people recoil naturally, instinctively, and then when you do this, you expose all of the veins, all of the arteries, all of the soft tissue, all the things that either need massive surgery and lots of recovery, if you even recover at all, or people bleed out. And in the local case, it was a boy attacked by a crazy homeless guy who did this over and over, and if he had not done this, if he had done this, it would have been a different outcome. And so I want to teach a lot of what to do if you are caught off guard and you have to immediately defend yourself against multiple attackers, bigger attackers, stronger, younger, more crazy, whatever, or somebody with a weapon, how to defend yourself. And as a process goal, I want to do more of those videos. But on the website, Ed and everybody else, pasquinelli.com, if you go there and you start to put in your information and to contact me or join the mailing list or whatever it's called, then I'm gonna send out, I have constant contact, I'm gonna send out more videos. Those are all processes. I wanna really develop this online relationship that we have and grow this global dojo. Because I feel like, no matter how much space, I don't ever wanna have a massive school again. I used to have a really big martial arts school, hundreds of students for years and years and years. I prefer having this relationship in a small footprint. So we're gonna do that. Yeah, Ed, I have a ring too, both here and at home, and I'm getting the same alerts you are, almost daily alerts. Either we heard this, or we saw that, or the police are responding to this, helicopters overhead. So it's a real thing. It's not something that the media or one side, political side or the other is just saying. There's a lot of stuff going on, right? So learn how to defend yourself. It's a perfect prepper self-defense tool for SHTF. Maybe in some areas, SH is already TF. Matthew, it's good to see you. Good morning. Happy New Year. All right, so this last technique, you can practice going over and over. And again, if you don't have something to strike, and it doesn't have to be a martial arts floor bag, it can be a hanging bag, it can be a pole, and you can wrap a pole with foam, like packing foam, and just wrap it really tight with lots of old rags. It can be, you can make your own pole. You can have, it can be a pole in the garage. You don't have to hit it super hard, but if you can, practice it. Or take a tennis ball, hang it from a tree. Thanks, Wilson. This is the new school. Wilson says nice school. And just practice striking for accuracy. So you can practice the strike over and over. But the point is to try to respond immediate, direct, explosive as fast as you can. Close with and destroy, violence of action for self-defense using the perfect prepper SHTF tool for when stuff hits the fan. The self-defense walking stick or hiking stick, hiking pole, whatever it is for you. And it's, again, to measure it, because we're all different heights, it comes to about your armpit. So, and a lot of times you can go to, you can get a 48-inch at most hardware stores in the United States, or you can get a longer one and cut it to size, or start with a, usually like a broom handle or a mop handle are almost all perfect, the right height for a lot of people. And if yours is finished, just sand off whatever the paint or the varnish is, and then soak it in. I'm starting to like coconut oil. I found out that the mineral oils that we buy, like boiled linseed oil, is no longer boiled. They add heavy metals to the drying process, or to it to make it dry faster, and then that gets in your skin. So if you do use it, use gloves, I've been told, and of course never ball your rag up, because there is a problem with spontaneous combustion. That's a real thing. That's not like an urban myth. You rag that rag in the corner, and it's anywhere near an open flame in the basement, or there's a spark, you can cause a combustion. So maybe try the food grade coconut oil. Coconut oil is great for so many things, and it just heat it up in your hands and slide it around or put it on a rag and soak that thing for a while. The more you soak in oil your staff, the stronger it's going to be, the sturdier it is. So one last time, review that basic first striking combination. In your backhand, it's a thrust, pull, thrust, slide, strike here, come down over the top, pull it into your chest and push, and then do that on both hands. And then the second technique is turning your shoulder and hip, kind of like a punch. And no, Ed, I still use linseed oil, but I've always had the habit of not wearing gloves when I oil things up. I just put on a pair of gloves now, and then I use the linseed oil with that, just because I have a whole bunch of linseed oil and I like the way it feels, and I get it in there. But it's trace amounts. If you use it all the time, like say you do wood finishing for a living, you're using that, you definitely want to wear a respirator and do the thing. But a little bit here and there is not going to hurt you, I don't think. Don't quote me on it. I'm not a scientist or a doctor, just from my own experience. So from here, that final technique, learn how to turn and go through super duper fast. That's what we have for this one. Hopefully I'm going to try to get another one done before the end of the year, which is later today. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for all your support this year. Happy New Year. Rick. Yeah, I'm glad. Rick says, wish you had somebody like me in your area, but glad for the YouTube. Yeah, this is where we're headed. I'm sure of it. Not just YouTube, but the internet and the way we all come together this way. So I'm glad you're here too, Rick. It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody else. Happy New Year, and I'll see you again soon.